Hey there everyone. We've had a number of questions come in about the Clever Dripper 1-cup coffee brewer that is new to our website. We've actually used this device for quite a while in our coffee brewing, but are now carrying it for your consumption off of our website. The 1-cup coffee brewer, the Clever Dripper, is an amazing little device that combines the aspects of a French press and a drip coffee maker. Each box comes with all the brewing instructions right here, including the dosing and water requirements. So it's all very well spelled out there. Sorry about my finger in front of the camera. And it's very straightforward and simple. What we have done to get ready for this is we've gone ahead and measured out 22 grams of coffee, and we've ground that to a fine setting, just finer than drip, and we are going to add that to the filter that's in there in the Clever Dripper. We've got a Nicaragua Selva Negra is what we're brewing in here, and we just finished boiling the water back here in our kettle, so I'm going to grab that now. We've measured out 12 ounces of water, so it is important as you're brewing to know what the water to coffee ratio is, and those things are spelled out right on the side of the Clever Dripper box. So one thing that you might not have that you might want to invest in is a small kitchen scale. The kitchen scale will allow you to measure everything out properly. Now we're going to start our timer up there. We've got a small kitchen timer, and we're going to let this go for a minute and a half like this, and we're going to cover that, and we're going to come back in a minute and a half, and we're going to stir that, agitate it just a little bit, and let it get a little bit more happy. This only takes standard number 4 coffee filters. These are easily available at your local grocery store and or any other store that sells coffee items. So we got these the other day when we went grocery shopping. Nothing special about the filters. You could even use a reusable metal filter in here if you wanted to. I know a lot of you probably have those for your drip coffee makers at home. So we're going to bug out here for just a few seconds while this does its thing, and then we're going to come back when we go to agitate it. Alright, we're back. It is right now at 1.5 minutes into the brewing, so we're just going to take that off. We're going to give this a quick agitation and a stir, and then we're just going to let it go back to being happy and mellowing out for the next few minutes. 4 minutes total steep time is what we're going for. While it steeps, we can just talk a little bit about the type of coffee that you're going to get out of this. If you prefer kind of a bold cup of coffee, a lot of people who like French press brewing will really enjoy this because the coffee itself might tend to be a little bit bolder. It's drip style, but it's also French press because it's sitting there and it's doing the French press immersion thing. So it's sitting there and it's actually steeping like a tea bag would. So you can control the strength of the coffee by just the time frame that you allow it to steep. You can also control it by the type of grind that you use. So if you want a little less strong coffee, you might use a little coarser grind and not necessarily do the fine grind on it. I like my coffee really strong, actually. So I grind it fine as the requirements state, and then I allow it to steep for the full 4 minutes. So we'll let it go here another couple minutes and come right back. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds left before we put the Clever Dripper on top of the mug. One thing we'll say about the mugs that you want to use for this, any standard mug will gladly fit underneath of the Clever Dripper. The mugs that are oversized, that have a wide mouth, you want to avoid those because the Clever Dripper won't fit on the top of those. And when it goes to press up the plate from the bottom, what you'll end up with is the Clever Dripper not sitting on those. But any standard size mug will be fine. We're right at 4 minutes, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the dripper and try to get this you can see the outside of the filter drained pretty quickly first. What we're going to do is we're going to take the lid off, and we're going to give this one last little agitation, and that will help it to go down through. So that's just going to go down into the cup. There's a plate down here at the bottom of the dripper that when you put it on top of the cup, the weight of it actually pushes it up, and that allows the plunger to be depressed and the gravity allow water to go down into the mug, then your coffee to go down in the mug. So it's a very simple technology. This can be used anywhere as long as you have hot water. Boiling hot water is best. Boiling water, I guess at 212 degrees, you want it to be just off the boil, so not quite boiling at 212 degrees, just off the boil. Some of your offices might have the hot water towers, and that water might or might not be hot enough. So if you have, let me grab this real quick. If you have a Bodum hot water kettle, or you have any other standard kind of electric hot water kettle, they work perfectly for boiling the water that you would need for this. If any of you make tea at work, it's the same thing if you need hot water for your tea. So any kind of a hot water kettle. But as you can see, it's doing its thing now. It's draining down into the cup, into the mug, and it will be ready here in just a second, and it will have produced a really nice, simple, easy cup of coffee. The last thing I will say about this is that these one-cup brewers, all you have for waste is coffee grounds and paper filter. With a lot of the pod systems, what you're throwing away is a plastic pod with a metal top on it. So we really prefer this for the environmental reasons behind it. That and the coffee that you're buying isn't $40 and $50 a pound. You can use whatever coffee you want to. You can take this thing with you. If you take this thing with you in the car and you want to get hot water when you stop at a gas station, you can make your own coffee in this thing in the car. So we hope this has been insightful for you guys, and go ahead and continue to take your questions as you email us, but we hope this has been a good understanding of how this works, and hope you guys get some enjoyment out of these. Thanks a lot.